The Minister of Finance, Zainab Ahmed, is hopeful the country will exit recession by the first quarter of 2021, going by unfolding economic trends. She attributes this to an improvement in the third quarter GDP figures compared to the previous quarter and also the figures surpassing the earlier projections. The minister made this known at the 26th Nigerian Economic Summit in Abuja. Lara Afolayan was there for TVC News.
Nigeria's 26th Economic Summit, days after it became official that the country has once again entered recession. This may be depressing news to many, but the fiscal authorities feel the figures are not as bad as projected.
The third quarter GDP performance, though a contraction, was much better than was expected, following earlier observed slowdown in quarter one and quarter two. And this also judging by the experience of several other countries, including advanced countries and emerging economies, is a very good and positive development. It is much better than the minus 6.01% earlier forecasted by the MBS.
The minister compares Nigeria to other developed economies of the world experiencing an even worse recession due to the pandemic. She highlights existing economic reform initiatives already impacting different sectors, with results visible from the most recent data.
The trend of the growth suggests that this will be a short-lived recession, and indeed, by the fourth or at worst the first quarter of 2021, that the country will exit recession.
But the Nigerian Economic Summit Group believes the pandemic is not enough reason for the Nigerian economy to be the way it is. It hinges this argument on the Chinese example.
I will challenge us to bear in mind that while the Nigerian economy is expected to contract by nearly 5%, the Chinese economy is on track to grow by 1% this year. This is despite China being the epicenter of the pandemic, with almost twice as many cases and 4 times as many deaths as we have experienced in Nigeria. The Chinese economy, in fact, has not contracted since 1976. If China can consistently grow and pull millions of her people out of poverty, why can we not do the same?
The theme for this year's Economic Summit is building partnerships for resilience. Latest figures released by the nation's Bureau of Statistics shows the country has just entered its worst recession in 33 years and second recession in 5 years, as GDP in real terms declined by minus 3.62% year-on-year in the third quarter. One of the measures now being suggested by experts for achieving quick recovery is a speedy implementation of the 2021 budget. Lara Afolayan, TVC News, Abuja.
Also at that meeting, Vice President Yemi Osinbajo expressed optimism that the country's fourth quarter performance will take it into the positive territory if the nearly 3 percentage point increase from the second quarter's minus 6.1% decline is sustained. He believes the effects of the decline, which came after 12 quarters of positive growth, will be mitigated through the Economic Sustainability Plan. The Vice President also adds that the Finance Bill's provisions on tax and duties reduction will help cushion effects of the times on the common man.
The release of the third quarter figures on gross domestic product by the National Bureau of Statistics, which showed a decline in growth of minus 3.62% in that quarter. We must bear in mind that this decline was after 12 successive quarters of positive growth and came about as a result of the severity of the global downturn caused by the COVID-19 pandemic, including lockdowns, disruption in global supply chains, business failures, and rising unemployment. We can all, of course, recall that during the lockdown, farming did not take place. Businesses were closed. Schools were closed, as were hotels and restaurants, and also airlines stopped flying, while interstate commerce was disrupted. The retail trade, of course, also dropped.